Today in the crypto space, we see the market taking dips. Bitcoin down below $108,000, down approximately 3%. Ethereum right around the $4,300 mark, also down approximately 3%. And the rest of the crypto space, the altcoins dipping down, giving us some fire sale opportunities throughout the space. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator. But more importantly, guys, I want to talk about one project, and that project is going to be Bitcoin. Of course, what is going on with Bitcoin? And where do we expect it to hold some support? So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. Looking for opportunity, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with this market. Why do I feel so stressed? It's because Bitcoin is coming down. Obviously, we have the total market cap down below the $4 trillion mark. The attempt to break above, was there, but as you can see, we're still coming down. What I don't like with what's happening here is, of course, we're leading into the weekend, guys. Let's just be very clear. Today's Friday, obviously, and we know the weekend volatility, the Friday sell-off in the weekend volatility could definitely be crazy. I think what we really need to be very clear about is that all we really have to do at the current moment is just basically survive the weekend. We see that the overall market cap is dropping with some trading volume, which is not a good thing because we definitely see market consensus, right? That's a bit of an issue. Market participation, participating in the sell-off, that basically gives us a bit of consensus. Unfortunately, that's the case. However, this is normal for weekend price action, especially leading towards the weekend where, individuals are selling off not to have to hold open positions over the weekend. So let's just keep that in mind. We do see Bitcoin coming down, breaking below the $108,000 level at one point, and we're still, bouncing around this zone. We do see a bit of negativity throughout the space. We do still see Pith doing very well, up 18% for the day, and many others. Let's refresh this so that we can get the latest and the greatest. And it's so important that we keep up with what's happening at the current moment, because yes, there's a lot of negativity. Yes, there's a lot of bearishness at the moment, but the last thing that you want to do is get, shaken out, especially end of month, end of week. And obviously now with the weekend is not a good idea to be shaken out. We can get some major recoveries leading to the fresh new week, fresh new month next week. So be patient here, guys. We have Bitcoin coming down, making lower lows, Ethereum doing the same, and many others, these altcoins making those lower lows. Look at Tron. And of course, Chainlink is holding steady, which is great to see. But again, guys, if we see more negativity here, it's likely we start rolling over and making those lower lows. I am still contemplating on building positions here. Okay, guys, of course, it's based on risk management. It's not I'm just going blind in and hoping for a major reversal. My setups at the current moment that I'm focusing on are lower time frame setups that I'm willing to build and obviously turn them into a longer range, position over time, right? So structurally speaking, I am looking level to level to be deploying capital at each liquidity zone to build a position over time at these liquidity zones in order to build a position for a long-term swing trade or a momentum trade. And that's basically how I do it, guys. My first dabbling in began a couple of days ago. I'm still looking for opportunities for those double-digit dips. Today is one of those days where I'm contemplating on whether I should be buying. You can see the market in general is down approximately 3 to 4% on average. It's not enough for me, but if you start looking at the last 7 days, some projects are down. Look at Uniswap, down 16.5%. That is significant, guys. That's a double-digit dip and a half, right? This is what we really need to see. 20% dip, 15% dip. These are great, right? Great opportunities. We have others. Athena still down 13% and many others. So you have to make some critical decisions. Is it time to deploy? Is it, or are we waiting for lower levels? The issue is, again, the weekend's crazy volatility. I'll tell you this: if the weekend continues to be bearish, I would be buying in. I would be looking for opportunities to buy the dip and hope for, CME gap fills. I know some people trade CME gaps. I really don't. I just keep them in mind. Filling the CME gap to the way up is very possible. The bullish sentiment and the sentiment of the cycle still exists, guys, and those people that are worried right now, that's pure fear, right? Just understand that you should be trading and buying the fear. So we're definitely in that zone as well, and the recoveries could leave a lot of people just shaking out of their bags, unfortunately. So for me right now, it's about continuing my journey in building positions for a recovery. No matter how long it takes, we just got to be patient, guys. Patience is where, that's an asset in itself that definitely, yields outcomes if you can, wield it properly. Patience is so important. Near protocol coming down, Aptos coming down, didn't break lower lows on any of these so far. I don't see anything crazy within the Solana narrative. Solana narrative at the end of the day still okay. Yes, it's dipping, but still okay, because we saw the Solana narrative do well in the last 48 hours or so. Caspa coming down, looking for another lower low, unfortunately, and you can see a lot of negativity throughout the space. I would say the average is about 3 to 4% throughout the market, guys. So is it enough of a dip? No. What we don't like with this market is the structures that are being broken on the lower time frames, like the 4-hour and the 1-hour. Right, even the daily, to be honest, I'll be honest, like even Bitcoin's daily time frame, the way it broke below that low is not looking good. But we'll talk about that in a second, guys. I think what we really need to do is, number one, make sure that we have a watch list ready to go, a shopping list ready to go, and that you start spending time building your bullish thesis. Because right now, at this current moment, we are still in a bearish trend. Easy thesis to continuation to the downside. The trend is your friend. That thesis is easy, right? Take the harder approach and start being the contrarian and start keeping very, very aware of any signals that you can see for the reversal here. And we got to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, and obviously keep Ethereum right there as well to give us that signal. All right, guys, let's see what's going on with Bitcoin. I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's begin. Let's see what's going on with the Bitcoin chart, because of course, Bitcoin as a leading indicator and the heavyweight in this market could definitely bring fear into the space. And because we saw Bitcoin break below this low, we are clearly still in a downtrend. As I mentioned before, we broke below this horizontal, we confirmed a lower low, we got another confirmation of a lower high, and now we got another lower low. The trend is your friend. Easy thesis to the downside. And as you guys know, as we bounce around this level here, I started buying into a few altcoins, low leverage 2x positions, small ones. They are currently underwater. Unfortunately, that's the case. Now, where do I invalidate myself? The reality is I am prepared, as you guys know, for this liquidity zone. Now it's time. Now it's action time. This time, what we're really focusing on is how many people, volume, as you can see, these represent people, individuals, emotional individuals. How many of these individuals are going to get shaken out of their bags? And guess what? I want to buy them. I want to buy, and especially as we start to see signs of reversal. So what I want to do is focus on this structure right here, at this level right here. What is this actually representing, and what can we, extract from the data that might give us a little bit of an edge? So I want to stay on the daily for a second, because the daily, as you can see, is still pushing down. Right now, we're at about below $108,000. Unfortunately, we see it coming down. So we're definitely trying to, chip away at this liquidity right here. There's an imbalance right here that could cause an emotional reaction, but really we're going from order block to order block, as you can see, and this was the level. We can come down as low as 102,000, even a little bit lower, to sweep some of these bottoms, and I'm totally entertaining that opportunity. As you guys know, I had this green arrow here for a good while, entertaining the possibility of that such a dip. And if it happens, guys, it's still bullish. Let's be real about it. It's still bullish. Why? Because look, even if we came down to about this zone, we maybe sweep below the 200 daily. Very, very possible. Maybe we even hold support right around 103, 104. That's all very possible. But what's most important to me is this. What's happening here, this wick right down here, this reaction right down here. It might come down and still produce a higher low. As long as we don't break below this thick yellow line, below $97,500, we're still okay here in this space. So understand that right now this dip is an opportunity to average in, to start deploying capital and start looking for opportunity. Now, I want to quickly get the synergy signal indicators out, guys. If you want to know more about synergy signal, I have links in the description below. And I'm going to tell you this. Right now, this thing's on fire. And the reason being is that we left the chop zone, which is the 50%. As I always mention, that is where we usually get the majority of the follow through. We got the confirmation high, the lower high. We got this low, and we are now breaking the previous low. It is clearly in a downtrend with an expansion forming and coming in very, very hot. Do I expect a bullish response? I do expect one eventually, but at this current moment, the way we are with the strength that we're getting currently, honestly, it's not even that much volume. Let's be real about that as well. As a side note, there's not that much volume in this dip, which means that there's not that much market participation. So we got to understand that. So if we can get the purple line oversold, and meantime, volatility is likely to hang out here for a bit. As the purple line gets oversold, guys, we're going to continue to the downside. It's very likely we hit about $102,000 or so, maybe even a little lower, right, to fall through this imbalance that still exists from the past. And that is definitely possible. So keep that all in mind. These are opportunities now where we should be filling our bags. Now, the bigger question is, how deep do we go? Where do we start buying the dip? It's too early to be thinking about building a bigger position. It's about scaling in and building the position over time. And as you can see, we're falling even further, $107,751 here for Bitcoin. Obviously, guys, the fear and the sell-off event is definitely coming in hot. What else do I got for you here? Let's go into the 4-hour real quick to kind of look at the market structure in the 4-hour. I'll tell you this, as you can see, we are making lower lows and lower highs. Fine. And the momentum is still sideways, not dropping below the 30%. And as I mentioned, if we want to get oversold, we got to get to that level. We definitely have to drop below 30. Right? And currently we're toying with that idea. We're currently at that level where if we start breaking down and getting oversold, we're going to come down for a bigger extension than expected and basically fly through all that volume and see how much liquidity we can basically grab at this level, as you can see right into here. Okay, so just to make it clear. Now, it would be nice to see that this divergence, because there is divergence, it's Class C bullish divergence. It's not a strong divergence, but as we're making lower lows and lower highs, you do see that the momentum is going sideways, which is a Class C bullish divergence. However, it's not like we got oversold. That's my biggest issue at the current moment, is that I would love to see the momentum completely oversold and reset to the downside. That way I can get into a bullish stance without risking or fearing the fact that it gets oversold. That's the biggest problem right now. What if we actually get oversold? It's likely that we come down for another bigger move, right? And that's where we're going to get those bigger capitulations. And that's where we're going to have to go shopping, guys. We have no choice but to pile in around these levels. Okay, so obviously, I would like to see a market structure shift. I want to see a change in the direction of this structure, because if not, we're still making lower lows and lower highs for ever and ever and ever, right? The trend is your friend. And at what point is it not our friend? When is that? Well, when we see a change of character in the structure, right? No matter what momentum does, no matter what divergences we see, if we continue printing lower lows and lower highs, bullish divergences can get invalidated. So, of course, I want to see follow through on this Class C bullish divergence. I want to see this. I want to break a high. I want to come down, higher low, higher high, and let's move, right? That would be epic. And this would be the perfect entry, right? But as of now, you're trying to catch a falling knife. And we can't do that here, guys, because that's very, very risky. We could continue to the downside. Now, some might say, you know what, let's look at Fibonacci here on the 4-hour real quick. Let's see what's going on with the extension level. We hit the low, we hit the high. We're already down to the 1.27 extension. Could we get a pullback right here and call it a swing failure? Sure, why not? It's definitely possible. But as we're seeing here, as we're noticing, unless we actually get a good reaction at this level and get some market structure shift on maybe on the 15-minute here, guys, there's nothing to be said. Yes, there's a bit of divergence, as you can see, Class A bullish divergence. But really, guys, at the current moment, the amount of aggression to the downside with this impulsive move, is not the greatest. And I understand if you're hesitant to get into fresh longs, but dabbling in slowly is a much different perspective than going all in on a long position right now. So you have to understand that. And the amount of leverage you use, is it spot or low leverage? That also makes a huge difference on how you're going to react from a offensive strategy at this current moment, because you should be offensive. It's not really defensive. Time to be defensive is right here. Now we should be building our offensive strategy, our bullish thesis, and looking for those bullish reversal structures at important levels. And we are here, guys. This is it. This is magic time. This is where we got to pay attention to look for the reversals, right? Because we're in a very important liquidity zone. And if the bears do not have enough strength to trap up that liquidity or to take that liquidity, guys, that means they're going to be losing strength at each attempt, and we'll see divergences and follow throughs from those divergences. And that's where we got to take full advantage of it. Right now, guys, the trend is your friend. We're coming down. A bit of divergence on the 6 hour, as I mentioned, Class C bullish divergence. The trend oscillator is still facing down in the bearish control zone. And if we go back to the daily real quick, guys, nothing is really happening here with Bitcoin other than downward trend at the current moment on the lower time frames. Higher time frames, still higher highs and higher lows. We're just on a big dip as we had here. Let's quickly measure this for a second. If we take our measuring tool right here and we start measuring from here, right, and we already endured something like this all the way down to here, that's a 12.5% dip. Okay, now let's measure where we are right now. From here to where we are right now, it's going to be a little bit more. It's 13.5 dip so far, right? So it's not like it's far off. It's not like, it's crazy. 1 extra percent from what we endured here to what we were enduring now. I think that it's coming down with more aggression, obviously, as you can see, but still it's within the realm of its deviation from the trend to see about 12 to 13, maybe even 15% dip right now. Okay, that's definitely possible. To be honest, retracements can happen where you see about a 20% dip, and it's absolutely normal, even in a raging bull run. Okay, just remember, history has shown us that the recoveries after those dips are aggressive and they're quick, and they happen so quickly and so out of nowhere that you don't even have time to think about buying the dip. And this is why I'm saying DCAing slowly at the points of liquidity are important, because if we get that quick recovery on Monday, Tuesday, even Sunday sometimes. I remember last cycle, Sundays were also very hectic. We start getting the recoveries front running the open on Mondays, right? We get a quick recovery and we start flying to the upside. This is all very, very possible. All right, guys, so we have to have a plan for this. We have to have our watch list. Join me live tonight at 8 p.m. EST. We'll be scraping through the markets once again, looking for opportunities, and hopefully by then we will have some better information, on the charts on the lower time frames. But we got to take it with a grain of salt because, again, it is the weekend, so order books are super, super thin. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.